Yoink. I'm enjoying this Jolly Woodsman coffee stout that I got from Mr. Matt Awkward.
Ho, ho, ho!
Very delicious.
So blessed to be back.
Really? Hello, all you VHS surfers.
What up, tapeworms?
I really hope that everyone is doing well.
Happy holidays.
I'm really happy to be part of VHSurfer.
And we're here to give you a VHS update.
It's been so fun watching all y'all videos throughout the year. So, I got Blood Dome, Fear of the Dark, and The Demon Within, all on Screen Media Films video. All of these came out around 2004, 2005, and that's kind of like my main focus right now. I love looking at these late era VHS tapes.
My first score was Exorcist 2, The Heretic. This was a WCI home video copy, similar to my Exorcist 1 tape I was showing you in my first video. It's a gatefold cover. This copy's from 1980, I think. It's pretty old. WCI home video, if you don't remember, was Warner Brother home video before they called it Warner Brother home video. So this copy is really nice. Completes my Exorcist collection.
So, since I filmed my last video for VHSurfer, about 2 weeks later I went into a Value Village and probably got one of the best wild finds of my VHS collecting career. I found this. This is the only good tape that was on the rack, but made me super happy because totally awesome movie. I do already have a copy of it, but this one is actually cleaner than the copy that I have, so super happy about this wild find.
Definitely the biggest thing that I worked on since we last talked, and very happy about my personal mixtape that I put out. Doe Squad presents the Action Explosion mixtape. Yeah, maybe I forgot what it was called. Had a few drinks tonight. I made a bunch of copies. I was able to sell them all. I think people enjoyed it. I had a whole lot of fun putting it together. Happy that people seem to enjoy it. I did try to put it online for everyone to watch for free. The copyright police came after me, and it may not be available whenever you're watching this. I might try to get back up there for you, so check my profile and see if there's a link there, see if it works for you.
This first thing I got was from Mr. Matt Kenyon, Shogun Assassin. And holy shit, did I get beer on this cover? Bro, Matt, if you're watching this, man, I'm sorry, I did not mean that. Here, hold on a second. Alright, we're good. As you can see, it is the Rainbow MCA edition. This dude, Matt, better known to some of you, or more notoriously known, I might say, as Tapes from the Dark Side from yesteryear. He basically gifted me this tape because it was on my want list and he had it, and it's actually his dad's tape. And so he was like really adamant about the fact that he was going to give this to me and he wanted me to have it, but under no circumstances could I ever give it away. And if I wanted to get rid of it, I had to give it back to him. And I was like, dude, first of all, you give me this tape and it's going in the grave with me. There's no way, especially now that I've spilled beer on it. That's like I marked it as my territory, so it's mine now. But me and Matt have a real good friendship, real good dude, and thank you very much, Matt, for gifting this to me. He also gave me, I think it's right over here. Hold up. Do ba da 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 da. He also gave me this Raiders of Atlantis, which is another one. I've been wanting the Prism copy for a long ass time, and so that was really cool that he hooked me up with that.
To start off, Mortal Kombat, the animated video. I didn't even know this existed. I'm really glad I got it. There is some behind the scenes footage of the 1995 film. I'm shocked they didn't add it to the original footage, but this is awesome. Definitely add it to your list.
This year, I finally got a Dracula to my Frankenstein, so I'm fucking happy.
Second video, Return to Oz. This is so good. It's got Will Vinton's stop motion animation. He makes California Raisins and The Adventures of Mark Twain and some of my favorite stop motion animations. Bruce Bulk's awesome in it. Big fan of it. It's dark, creepy. It was on my list.
It was a rainy day, so I pulled out the box of moldy tapes, and I had cleaned this tape. It's labeled MacGyver, and after it, there's an episode of the 1989 season of the Mickey Mouse Club. And it's the episode when the old cast meets the new cast, so it's a cast reunion. And from what I researched, there aren't too many episodes of the 1989 season, not the ones without Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera and Britney and all them that was released in the DVD set and is on Disney Plus, I assume. But yeah, so for what I know, there aren't too many episodes. I think this is the second episode I know of that somebody has in full length with commercials. So that was awesome to add to my collection.
I did find 2 tapes that I was really looking for to add to my collection. Nothing crazy, but I wanted to fill out a particular series, and in the last couple weeks I located the last 2 that I needed from the same seller, which is really odd, especially considering you had no idea that they were part of the same series. So I'll start with that. So, you know, in my episode I talked about collecting sex comedies. These 2 happen to be paragons. Not that they're ultra rare or anything, but they are pretty difficult to come by, especially in decent shape. So Going Steady and Hot Bubble Gum are part of the Lemon Popsicle series, which is an Israeli sex comedy series. So these are 2, pretty tough to find. Honestly, especially in this shape, they're pretty decent, especially for paragons. I feel like they're always beat up, or usually beat up when you find them. But I got both of these in the last couple weeks, you know? So it's pretty awesome, because what are the odds, right?
Let's see what I got here. I've got Fatal Pulse. I've actually never seen this movie, but it came highly recommended to me, and I mostly purchased it for the back cover nipples.
I got Dr. Alien this year, and I actually lucked out and just, I guess, found it at the right time for like super cheap, so even better.
This other tape that I'm going to show, I have had in my collection quite a few times over. I'm a huge Graydon Clark fan. I love the movie Without Warning. I love the movie that I'm going to show you here. I have every other tape that has a North American release, and then I also have plenty of other variations. So I have like a Japanese Without Warning, I have a German Without Warning, I have UK Without Warning, I have German Wacko, and this one, this is just the Vestron, which I say just the Vestron, but it's actually kind of tough to come by. So this is Wacko. Graydon Clark spoof, I guess you could say, slapstick comedy, kind of poking fun at or making a parody of 70s and 80s horror movies. So Vinegar Syndrome did put this out on Blu-ray, I believe last year, but the Vestron tape is actually a little bit harder to find in terms of Vestrons, and for a decent price. Now, the interesting thing about this is how it came into my possession, right? So I participate. Really, I've helped organize the Secret Santa swaps on specifically the Misfits VHS group on Facebook, but this is the first year that I've participated in the actual swap itself in probably 3 or 4 years now. I've just helped organize. So I got my Secret Santa package today. This is the primary tape that I got. I got a ton of other stuff that's sitting here. Just incredible, really. It's one of my favorite things about the community, right? I talk about that in the episode that I did too, where the community just kind of comes together and they're all doing different things and people support each other. Well, one of the nice things that happens around the holidays is we do the Secret Santa exchanges. So yeah, I got Wacko, and I'm super excited to have that back in my collection. I had traded it away like a fool about a year or 2 ago for a tape I wanted, knowing I'd get it back at some point, but it would probably be a while because it's just not one that pops up very often. And when it does, it can be pretty pricey.
So in my previous episode, I had mentioned that I had a cut box of one of my favorite spoof films ever, Pandemonium, and that I found this relatively out in the wild. And I had also mentioned that even though I had this and it took me years to find, that I was still looking to upgrade, that I was still looking to possibly get a non-cut box of this movie. And, well, since I last filmed my episode, I have in fact found a non-cut box of Pandemonium. So this is a beautiful MGM book box. It's so beautiful. It's in really great condition. I'm so happy that I've got to finally upgrade my copy of Pandemonium, and now I have 2 copies.
In October, I found the Joe Bob Briggs Halloween special featuring Elvira. He was running a horror movie host month in '91 on the movie channel for the drive-in theater, and I happened to find this amongst my tapes in October, and it was pretty rad. And at the end, it has a little bit of the first annual MTV Rockin' Jocks, but it cuts out. That fucking sucks.
I got this cool ass Primus tape for my birthday or something like that. I can't really remember. Everything feels like a blur ever since COVID and shit. So yeah, this Primus tape is fucking awesome. I'm really stoked about it. It's just cool. They're like, Primus is like the coolest band ever, dude. Fucking love Primus.
Hey, in the past, I've gotten pretty drunk on the well of nostalgia, like this old school Sears Wish Book VHS.
And while I'm here, I'd also like to give a shout out to the Video Vagrants Facebook group that I help run with a bunch of other awesome cool cats. And from some of the cool cats that I run that group with, I got A Christmas Crucible, which is a great Christmas horror mixtape. Tons of horror segments from horror movies that are Christmas themed from my buddy Gabe, and also a low-budget bootleg Christmas from my buddy Ivan. This is great. This also has a Saved by the Bell Christmas special on it, which is super fantastic.
My Grail tapes are brand new VHS. I think it's the future of our hobby.
First up, we got the WNUF Halloween special. This is one of the few movies of the last decade I genuinely love. I've watched it every Halloween since it's come out. It just reminds me so much of the type of commercials and specials they would air on TV back when I was a kid. If you're a child of the late 80s, 90s, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. Those cable access type commercials. We used to have this drugstore called Lavertier's, and one of the commercials in this reminds me of this Halloween commercial they aired every year, showing the different costumes and stuff you could get, and it had like trick-or-treaters in it. And it's just very nostalgic for me. So I'm very happy to have this in the collection. And the only way to watch this movie is on VHS. That's the way it was intended to be seen. So yeah, if you can score it, do yourself a favor and get it.
Whether it be boots made with love, or even original content, they all got a place in the future of my collections.
And then second, I have this awesome, pun intended, Mike Awesome compilation put out by _PowerDad5000 on Instagram. Cover art done by Cobra Clutch Club. It's an amazing bootleg. If you love wrestling, as I do, if you love ECW, Mike Awesome, Japanese deathmatch stuff, this is for you. This was put together definitely by a huge fan, and I can appreciate that. And I love bootlegs. I don't know why, but you know, there's just something really cool about a VHS type mixtape that I think is great. And the content on here is awesome. He's wrestling everyone from Hayabusa to Terry Funk. There's even some Japanese stuff when he was Gladiator and had a star painted on his face. It's, simply put, awesome.
Second up, I found amongst my beta tape collection, which I acquired from a metalhead that passed away, and he took meticulous notes and numbered all the spines and stuff, but I usually have a pile of stuff that I can't find in the books that he left, and I was going through this one in November, and it has a bunch of Ren and Stimpy episodes. It has a bunch of Beavis and Butthead episodes, like 4 Simpsons episodes, and it has the Beavis and Butthead Do Thanksgiving MTV special. Now, there's no commercials on any of this, but it was pretty rad to go through nonetheless. And yeah, I'll be putting that in every Thanksgiving from now on.
And, taboo, it's a beta, but it's Shockwave, so, it counts. We're gonna count this in with the VHS Surfers, maybe a side project Beta Surfers, I don't know, that sounds stupid anyway.
The Prowler. So I've been after a non-cut box copy a long time, and I finally stumbled across a really nice mint condition Betamax. And I've been really getting into Betamax in recent months, since getting a player in working condition. Now I have like 3 players, so I've gotten really lucky in 2020 with media stuff. So I'm just stoked to have this. This copy is really cool in particular because it came with a survey card from VC2 Video. Basically mint. It's got the label on the side and everything. Really beautiful copy. Survey card. North Hollywood, VC2. This is probably the mintest copy I've ever seen. But also, I haven't seen a lot of betas in general of this movie. But anyway, still looking for a VHS copy. But this will hold me over for a long time.
Another trade I was able to work out. American Street Fighter 2, the full impact. The good cover, because there's another version out there. It's just called Full Impact, I believe. I think it's the same movie. Cover isn't nearly as cool as this, and it doesn't have the American Street Fighter 2 title. So this is the version that I wanted. Very happy to have.
So I had a copy of Unhinged for about 10-15 years. I have no idea where I got it from, but over the years of tape collecting, I started to realize that it was an incredibly rare tape and it was highly sought after. Well, I watched the movie a long time ago, didn't really care that I owned it, and because I knew that it was, incredibly rare, I decided to put it up for trade. So I had a list of movies that I wanted, and so this guy hit me up on Instagram. He goes by Front and Back VHS, and he said he had a torso. So he asked if I wanted to trade him a torso for my Unhinged, and I said, yeah, I'm totally into it. There isn't anything on my want list that's like super, super rare. And although torso is pretty rare, it's definitely not on the level of Unhinged. Most of the time when people do trades, they usually will trade for something that is like a level playing field sort of deal. And, it was sort of unbalanced in the sense that, torso was maybe not as rare as Unhinged was, but I didn't care. I wanted a torso, and I've been looking for it for many, many years. So I did the trade. So anyways, he sent me the box, and when I received it in the mail, I opened the box, and there was a torso in the package. And I was super excited to finally own this. But also, in addition to that, he threw in an extra tape, and it was At Dawn They Sleep, which is a SOV heavy metal vampire movie, and it came out in the year 2000, I believe. Yeah, the year 2000. So I was really stoked that he did that, and I didn't ask for an extra tape. I was completely fine with just getting a torso, and that's the thing that I love about the tape community. I didn't ask for 2 tapes, but he sent me 2, and I think that was really awesome.
Torso Prism release with the epic hacksaw on the cover. Finally tracked down a copy of this. Kind of got lucky one day. Somebody listed on a group accepting offers, and I was like, here, take my money. So I now have the coveted Prism Torso release. Love this movie.
And then this is probably the coolest thing I got was through my last interview on this. Someone reached out to me and was like, hey, I live in Atlanta too, or, near Atlanta, and I work, I love South Park too. And this guy actually worked for South Park or still works for South Park, like 17 years. He's a mystery guy. But yeah, I got these like rare ass South Park tapes from like the original syndication, and it's fucking awesome.
What's funny about this is I didn't know that a person I went to middle school with that we used to have a band together. We played Pantera and all that fun stuff. he was an avid VHS collector, and thanks to the show, he contacted me and said he was getting rid of a bunch of his stuff, so he sold me a VHS I didn't quite knew existed on VHS, and is Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove. I question the authenticity of this video because it's the conspiracy theorist in me. How did you get in? How do you have a fake name? Nobody questioned you. You're talking to the police. It's, you know. But I do wonder about the weird cult secrets of these weird secret societies of old money, and I'm super happy to add this to my list.
And then I got 2 really awesome UK tapes this year. One is Night Screams, which I love how ridiculous the cover is. They changed it just enough to be perfect. And then Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I really love this cover. I think that I love this cover more than any US release, so I'm super happy about that.
Then we got Creepers, which is a PAL tape that I got from my buddy Rob Taylor, who lives in Australia. He was visiting here in Canada and he brought me this beautiful gem.
Number 2 here was from Mr. Adam Baker. He found this tape, Bums, starring Christopher McDonald, better known to some of you as Shooter McGavin. He found this tape at one of his thrifts, and I was immediately like, what the fuck is that? What is this? I've never seen this before. And so a couple months later, he sent it to me. He never even watched it, which I was like, dude, how would you not watch a movie called Bums right when you fucking get it, right? But he sent it to me, I watched it, and it is like one of the best movies I've seen this year that I have not seen previously. Basically, Shooter McGavin comes to try and find his brother, and his brother's homeless, and his brother gets basically taken out. I think it's his neck slit by some assassin in a gray suit, and this assassin is going around killing homeless people. And excuse me. Really good beer. So he assembles this ragtag group of homeless people and pays them a lowly stipend, like $10 a day or some shit, to basically put them through some kind of basic training, which also is like a homeless basic training where it teaches them how to bathe themselves and, you know, practice good hygiene and be, you know, productive citizens and stuff like that, but also teaching them ways of combat so that they can try and find, like, roost out this assassin and bring him to terms, bring him to justice, as it were. But it is a very, very good movie. It is not political or trying to be like anything about how society treats the homeless. It is all about this story of Christopher McDonald, aka Shooter McGavin, wanting to find out who the fuck killed his brother and bring him to justice. And it's very cool, man. I fucking dig it. If you have not checked this out and you can find a way to watch it, watch it. So thank you, Baker, very much for hooking me up with that.
I was also able to pick up a copy of Firepower. Awesome Gary Daniels movie. Also with Chad McQueen. This one's another one I'd seen before, but I'm very happy to own now.
So for the longest time, I've been looking for a copy of Stuart Gordon's Dolls, and it just, for some reason, is a super, super hard movie to find. But the reason that I wanted a copy of Dolls was because I actually have never seen it, but I remember it as a kid in the video store. It was a slipcase that really stood out to me, and it kind of like terrified me. As you can see here, when you see this as a kid, it's incredibly terrifying. So the way I obtained this tape is my friend Crystal, who lives all the way in California on the complete opposite end of where I live currently. She just sent this to me. She just knew that I needed it, and she wanted to be an incredible human being, because she is an incredible human being. I'm super happy to add this to my collection.
The last one I want to talk about here is from Mr. Gary Bell, aka, is it KDK1 calling KDK2? Boom. Warner Clam of Neverending Story. And the reason this means a lot to me, well, it's kind of it's kind of got layers, right? So one, our Gary and my mutual friend Nick collected the Warner clams. He was the clam burglar. That's what he did. And ever since he passed, we've all been like collecting these. Anytime we see him, we pick them up because it's what he did, and we're just kind of carrying on his tradition. Two, I love this fucking movie. I watched the shit out of it as a kid, as I'm sure many children of the 80s did. Ain't no shortage of people with mad love for Neverending Story, I know that. And three, Mr. Gary Bell, after hearing that I did not have this tape, went out and found a decent copy at a reasonable price, bought the shit, and had it shipped directly to my house. And that's the kind of above and beyond shit that just kind of tugs at my heartstrings and gets to my ooey gooey center. So I wanted to give him a shout out in this video and tell him thanks for fucking hooking me up with this. It means more than you know, dude. And I watched it the night I got it.
At Marijuana VHS Kid, go follow him if you get a chance. But he hooked it up last month. I did a trade with him, and he hooked me up with this Christmas story recorded off of TNT with commercials from December 25th, 1995. And it's got the WCW Monday Nitro of the same date right after it. So that's a banger, and I'm glad to add that to my December watch list for sure.
Head of the family, I have seen this coming attraction on the Killjoy tape. I think Killjoy 2, I believe. I don't know. One of those shit films. And it's another shit film, and it's basically a horror film that felt more like softcore porn, like 11:30 HBO circa like 2004. Even though this is really 1996, so who would have thunk it? Anyway, yeah, that's one tape. VHS Marijuana Kid gave me that, so thanks to you.
I finally got uninvited. So yay! My killer cat dreams were made this year. So very happy about that. I have my good friend Chase to thank. This is not only a fantastic movie, but it is also very nostalgic for me and sentimental.
Just giving you a quick update about Grail tapes and a little story time about how cool the VHS community is. So I recently acquired one of my Grail tapes that was mentioned in the last episode that I did. So once my episode went up, I was contacted by Chase, aka Gravespitter, who's someone involved in the VHS community and somebody that Witchfinger Horror Podcast had met through VHS Fest. And at the time, he was putting together a care package for my fellow co-host Yasmina with some kind of wacky fun tapes, and mentioned that he saw the episode and didn't realize how important Terror on Tour was to me, and decided to send the tape in the care package. I think he reviewed it just to make sure the tape played, and we had a lovely conversation about it. I was beyond flabbergasted that somebody would just, hey, send this tape. I know it's considered to be a rare tape and people pay a lot of money for it, and he was really, really glad to just make me happy, which is amazing. The VHS community is so wonderful like that. And so here it is, my copy of Terror on Tour. The bottom flaps are even still intact. This is an incredible, incredible tape. This movie is so silly, and it's something that I've been after and wanting to see for a very long time. I think I first watched this in 1999 and got to relive so many fun memories watching it again recently. So thanks, Chase. Grail tape acquired.
Here's the one that was actually interrupted in the middle of my episode. If you watched it, I was looking for this, Demolition U, and I found it. The sequel to Demolition High. Unfortunately, it is nowhere near as good as Demolition High. I'm glad I found it and watched it, but it is not a good movie at all.
Yeah, so since the last time I talked with y'all, I have been able to score my number one tape Holy Grail, which is Satan's Little Helper. My buddy Peter Ward out of Florida hit me up, and he had found a copy and sent it to me, and now this quest is complete. Now I'm just looking for Jack-O-Lantern on Lionsgate Video VHS. It does exist. You can't find a picture of it. My buddy has one. I've seen it. It's real. I need Jack-O-Lantern on VHS. Anybody hold them? But yeah, I'm so super psyched to have this crispy clean copy of Satan's Little Helper on VHS.
And then last but not least, I also got my very first Midnight Video big box. Arguably the best cover and one of the most sought after ones. So I am very, very happy and thankful for having this bad boy in the collection now. It was definitely, I guess, a grail for me. A few of these were. So even though 2020 could have been better, needless to say, it wasn't the worst year for me for tapes, which is cool. Now in this next year, hopefully I can knock off a few more grails. Maybe Fatal Games, Jack-O-Lantern, and Winter Beast. I need those.
And I got a copy of Fatal Games, a media copy, full flap, pretty nice. I got this from VHSurfer, thank you. This is a athletic slasher that has a twisted ending similar to Sleepaway Camp, so like a queer twist to it. I've been after this tape a long time, so I'm finally stoked to get my hands on one. Fatal Games, check it out if you haven't seen it. I think it's streaming somewhere, probably YouTube or something.
And top on my list, I believe, was 555 with the obnoxious pink cover. Waited forever for one to come on eBay, and I scored one. And super, super happy about getting a copy of 555. Absolutely love the cover. Awesome movie. It's a fun one. That's about it for my VHS update. I'm still collecting, still looking. And yeah, there's lots of my want lists. And everyone have happy holidays, and be kind, rewind.
Anyway, that's pretty much where I'm at. I got a couple good tapes to add to my collection. I'm sure I could think of plenty more that I picked up over the course of the year, but those are the ones that are fresh in my mind in the last couple weeks. Hope everybody's doing well.
I hope y'all's year has kind of winded down without too much fucking craziness. I mean, apart from the general craziness that everybody's fucking experiencing. If your year has been crazy and you've dealt with some pain and everything, then my heart goes out to you.
Even though 2020 could have been better, needless to say, it wasn't the worst year for me for tapes, which is cool. Now in this next year, hopefully I can knock off a few more grails. Maybe Fatal Games, Jack-O-Lantern, and Winter Beast. I need those. Yeah, so I really hope that everyone is doing well and that 2021 brings the most tapes to you guys. Thanks for checking this out. Okay, love you. Bye.
So yeah, all y'all VHS surfers out there, it has been fantastic getting to know you and seeing your collections through the years, and I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, and y'all keep jingling all the way, which is the second best Christmas movie, second to Christmas Evil. Ho ho ho! Santa Claus here! Good night, everybody. Mwah! Pieces.
Midnight VHS? Yeah, I remember VHS. I got VHS. Yeah, so I would say these fucking tapes are the best. I got all the tapes. And shameless self-promotion, I got a new album dropping, Chronica, on the 16th. So when this comes out, it'll already be out. So you just go and you find me and you download Chronica. VHS, yeah!
I'm already running on almost 4 minutes here, so I'm gonna say goodbye, but that's some of the newer stuff that I got. Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and I don't know, everything else. Bye!
I forgot to mention, if anyone has a copy of Gary Daniels' Final Reprisal, still #1 on my want list, I would be eternally grateful if you could point me in the right direction. Hook me up, please.
Thank you again, VHS Surfer. I've had a blast hanging out with y'all. Find me. My name is Desiree Fawn. I am looking for They Live. I'm at Dance Loud Music on Instagram, Desiree Fawn on Facebook. Find me. Thanks.
And yeah, really happy to be part of VHS Surfer once more. And hope everyone has a great new year. Peace.
Anyway, thanks y'all.